Song 9. Herod orders his warrior companions to behead all 2-year-old boys around Bethlehem. Soon thereafter, the ruling God's angel came to speak to Joseph. The chieftain's messenger told him in a dream while he was sleeping at night that the slime-hearted king would come looking for God's son in order to kill him. You are to lead him away from here to Egypt land, and live among those people with God's son and with the good maiden, dwelling with their warriors until word comes to you from your Lord that you may lead the holy child, your chieftain, back to his territory. Joseph jumped up from the dream in his guest hall and immediately obeyed God's command. The noble warrior, together with the virgin, started off on the journey away from there and looking for other peoples across the wide mountains. He was determined to get God's son away from his enemies. Soon thereafter, Herod the king, enthroned in his realm, was informed that the wise men had returned from the west to their homeland in the east and had taken another route. He knew that they did not want to report to him again in his throne room. His mind then became troubled, his mood worried. He said that those men did it to him, those heroes, to scorn him. As he sat there with so much pain and rage in his breast, he said that he had another idea, a better plan. I know his age, the number of his winters, and therefore I can see to it that he never ever grows old on this earth here in this realm. Then Herod sent a strict command throughout his kingdom, ordering his warriors as king of the people to march. He gave the order that by the strength of their hand they were to decapitate the boys around Jerusalem, as many as had been born there who had reached 2 years of age. The king's warrior companions did this horrible deed. Many a man was to die there in his childhood, innocent of any sin. Never before or since has there been a more tragic departure for young persons, a more miserable death. The women were crying, the many mothers who saw their infants killed. Nor were they able to help them. Even if she held her own boy, little and lovable, tightly in her arms, the child still had to give up his life in front of the mother. They saw nothing evil, they saw nothing wrong, the ones who carried out this outrageous crime. With the weapon's edge, they did enormous work of evil, cutting down many a man in his infancy. The mothers were weeping over the violent deaths of their young children. Sorrow was in Bethlehem, the loudest of lamentations. Even if you cut their hearts in two with a sword, nothing more painful could ever happen to them in this world, the many women, the brides of Bethlehem. They saw their children in front of them, men in their childhood, violently killed, lying in blood on their laps. The murderers killed the guiltless innocents and didn't think a thing about the evil they were doing. They wanted to kill the mighty Christ himself. But God in his strength had saved him from their hatred. Earls, Joseph and his men, had led him away from there by night to Egypt land, to the green meadows by the best earth, where a river flows, the fairest of streams, northward to the sea, the mighty Nile. There, God's peace child lived willingly until fate removed Herod the king, and Herod thus left the sons of men the mad comings and goings of human beings. His heir was then to have power over the region. His name was Archelaus, army commander of the helmet wearers. He was to rule the warriors, the Jewish people around Jerusalem. Then word came to Egypt, to that honorable man Joseph, God's angel. The chieftain's messenger spoke to him and told him to take the boy back home to his country. Herod the king, he said, has left the light. He was always after the child, always after his life. Now you can lead the child back in peace to your family clan. The king is not alive, that arrogant madman of an earl. Joseph complied, Joseph complied completely with this sign from God. They got themselves ready immediately, the thane and the girl. They both wanted to leave immediately with their son. They were accomplishing bright shining fate, the will of God, as he had told them before with his words.